Moving on to our next presenter, Francis Rosario, who is a software engineer and the project lead at the Google Developer Student Group in the Philippines. Francis is going to be joining us remotely, and he'll cover Xumm4j, which is a native SDK for Java that interacts with the Xumm API. Over to you, Francis.
Hi, I'm Francis Rosario, developer of Xumm4Java. One problem that I faced during my XRPL-related web projects and Android development was integrating Xumm API since they don't have an official Java library. The problem is without a Xumm SDK for Java, the development period will be more extended, and I'm solving that by providing a community-made Xumm SDK. The following slides are some of the current features of Xumm4Java and some quick guides on using it. Xumm4Java supports both Maven and Gradle projects. You can use Xumm4Java by adding it to your Maven dependency or Gradle dependency. You can also download the class library via my GitHub that is pre-compiled with its dependencies. After adding the dependency, I'll show you how you can initialize Xumm client that will interact with the Xumm API. After adding the required dependency to your project, the next step would be initializing Xumm4Java. To do that, you need to import the required classes Credential Builder, Xumm Client, Deserialize. Credential Builder requires two things, API key and the secret key. You can get those two things on the Xumm developer dashboard. Once you have the needed keys, you can now use those keys on your Credential Builder attributes. The Xumm client now will use the Credential Builder object to authenticate the API call. As for the deserialize object, you can use that to deserialize the response from Xumm client. The following slide is about creating the first Xumm payload using Xumm4Java. Also take note that it's highly recommended not to hardcode the API key and secret key for security reasons. You may use the environment variables or servlet context if it's a Java web app to hide the API key and secret key. Now that we have all the required instances, we can now build our first sample payload. The Xumm payload will contain XRPL payment, which is also can be built using XRPL for Java Payment Transaction Builder or just a payment transaction as JSON format. For advanced payload, I highly recommend visiting the Xumm API documentation for more information regarding the other attributes like expar, blob, return, and so on. Now that we have our payload, we can now submit it by using the post payload method of Xumm client. To recap everything, as you can see with my slide, the TXJSON is just a standard XRPL transaction as JSON. With this, we can now use the payload builder on creating our simple payload. Then we use the post payload method to post our payload to Xumm. For deserializing the response JSON, use the instance of deserialize. This is the basic flow of Xumm4Java. For more information regarding Xumm4Java, visit my GitHub, and you can see all the full documentation within the GitHub repository. Thanks and have a nice day, everyone. Bye-bye.